Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Good, the Bad and the Stupid. It's Monday the 23rd of November. Welcome. How's your weekend? Get up to much? I doubt it, because you can't. Did you have a party in the house? Did you invite people around in your bubble? Did you have your bubble party? A bubble bath party? If you might be, could be. Did some people get the right people? Imagine like a swinging fraternity. Would they cancel their family as their bubble? You know, you got your support bubble. You're allowed to have one people from one other family or one other household, should I say, to mix with yours. I wonder how many people, sex crazed swingers who didn't invite their family and they chose their swinging partner, you know, or some couple swingers so they can still get down or during the month or whatever. And they're like, no, Mum, sorry, I can't have you over. We've got Terry and June are coming over again and again and again and again. And we're going over to Terry and June's again and again and again and again. Sorry, I can't see all my close family. You'll have to do your own shopping, I'm afraid. And Grandad, you'll have to do your own. You'll have to look through the window at the pigeons in the garden because nobody's coming, because we've got Terry and June's coming over. Anyway, it's a possible scenario. I would like to think it wasn't, but I bet you 100% there's somebody that's done that. 100%. Gotta be. Could be they don't like their family, could be they haven't got any family. 100% there's swingers meeting up, and they might even be doing it extended the bubble. They might be breaking the bubble laws. Anyway, I've actually not even invited anybody into my bubble. I thought I saw it as a perfect opportunity to have nobody around. That's better for me. Miserable just to relax for a month. Nobody's knocking on the door, are they? Anyway, let's get down. What's going on? What's going on in the news? We're back at Christmas. That's another bad time. It's good and bad. You've got to be open for Christmas. Everyone can go visiting, but they said that the lockdown is going to carry on through January. If that's the case, if things aren't improved, we'll have to have a longer lockdown or longer tier system. So good with the shit. As I said, I'd rather kill Christmas and just let's run it through. Some people are putting their Christmas trees up now. It's like some people have got their Christmas trees up now and they're saying, oh, because we're bored in the lockdown, we're putting our Christmas trees up. No, that's just going to give people the idea of doing it every year, and it's going to get earlier and earlier and earlier. I mean, so I said last year, somebody put fucking Christmas tree up before Halloween last year. Somebody hopefully fucking in his garden as well, put all the garden stuff out. So hopefully somebody kicked it all over as a trick or treat. Anyway, so yeah, people are putting the Christmas trees up. As I said, I mean, to me, it means I've got to go visiting, do all the visiting. I've got to do all the hard work on Christmas, so that's another reason to kill Christmas. But, you know, each to their own, I suppose. If you're going to have a big family do and you want to have it all there, then I suppose that's what you've got to do. But I don't see why it's going to be such a bother for one day over Christmas. Well, they just say it's one day over Christmas. Why is it going to be stretched for 6 days? So therefore, we've got to kill January. Anyway, let's move on. I just want the new year. I want to draw a line under it and say no more coronavirus. Nobody mentioned coronavirus ever again. Nobody mentioned it from January the 1st. Let's just fucking move on from that crap. That's 2020. Anyway, it's going to carry on. But anyway, Jeff Stelling, Soccer Saturday's Jeff Stelling, was once mistaken for the Yorkshire Ripper. Does he sound Yorkshire? Is he from Yorkshire? He was once working for a radio station and loads of people were writing in or ringing in or fucking ringing the police anyway and saying he sounds just like the Yorkshire Ripper. How many people have been chatting to the Yorkshire Ripper? How do they know? Oh yeah, I was chatting to the Yorkshire Ripper once. He sounds just like him. How did anybody know who the Yorkshire Ripper was? Anyway, this is where I need to have read the story, I guess, but I don't think there's much more giving that information in there. But anyway, so the police had to go round to the guy on the radio and say, you sound like the Yorkshire Ripper. We want to know where you were these days and times 2 or 3 years ago. He said he knew as well. That's dodgy, Jeff, I'm afraid. Nobody knows where they were 2 or 3 years ago on a particular date. He said, just by chance I happen to know when I had alibis and everything. Sounds a bit moody. Sounds like you were I'm not saying you have anything to do with the Yorkshire Ripper. I'm saying you might have been doing something untoward on that day. Maybe you're having an affair. Or maybe you're doing something. I thought, I've got to fucking make sure I know where I was on these days in 2 or 3 years' time in case the shit hits the fan. But anyway, it's the Yorkshire Ripper. Sounds like Jeff Stelling. Have you heard Jeff Stelling on Soccer Saturday? He's mental. He sounds crazy. He's always shouting and screaming and fucking doing all sorts. I can't imagine. I can't associate that to a murdering monster. But anyway, well, he's shouting and screaming, but in a nice way is what I mean. He's shouting and screaming about football. I know he's going crazy. It's crazy, but they'd imagine that was the Yorkshire Ripper. Anyway, let's move on to designer label shoes. I'll tell you what, I've decided people who have got loads of money can't fucking dress for shit because they buy all the worst fashion faux pas that are being put out by these fashion labels. Well, these ones here, they're a designer label, and they're a £540 pair of trainers that are black. And they look like a pair of Reebok football boots, black Reebok football boots. That's exactly what they look like because they've got the studs on the bottom. They've got studs like football boot studs. Why would anybody want to wear them? Balenciaga's model teamed the faux leather footwear with jeans, suggesting they are meant for the nights out. Do you want to wear football boots? Just wear your football boots on a night out. And everyone would be like, oh, look, he's got some of them posh football boots, 540 quid. Otherwise, he wouldn't wear normal football boots out to this posh club, would he? But you can turn the tables there and wear your normal £50 football boots out with your jeans and your blazer and your nice aftershave. Go out. They want to be like, that guy's got money. Look, he's wearing £540 shoes. No. The other thing was the other week with Gucci had some jeans with grass stains on the knees. Grass stains on the knees. They bought them and put grass stains on them. So somebody probably was playing football in them jeans before you bought them off the shelf for £1,000, and they've got fucking grass stains all over them. A bit of dog shit as well at the back, just for good measure. Had an extra 50 quid on for that. So yeah, there you go. Posh people can't dress, and it's clear. They basically just follow the fucking whatever the designer label brings out. Oh, they must be good because Versace says so. Oh, they must be good because Gucci says so. I'll have to buy them because Gucci says so. Your head's programmed into I must have. Show everybody that I've got those. I've got them. A fall in his money. Is that what they say, isn't it? A UFO came within 10 foot of a packed passenger jet as it landed in Britain. When was this? The rogue object, possibly a drone. Oh, possibly a drone. I thought he was talking about a fucking UFO from outer space. Not a drone. That's not a UFO. It is a UFO because it's an unidentified flying object. But then you can't say it was probably a drone. It's probably a drone. It's something like a drone. To say I think a drone, I suppose you could use a UFO. But you're making me think that it was a UFO, and I was getting all excited then that a flying saucer flew past the plane, and loads of people were looking out the window, waving at the alien head sticking out the top. Or maybe the aliens were waving and you're waving and was doing like a double wave. Aliens waving with his 5 hands that's sticking out the side of his head. And smiling with his... what's he smiling with? He's got one of them predator type mouths where his mouth opens and the other mouth comes out the centre and he's smiling with that one. Anyway, yeah, so it's only a drone, so nothing too excited about that. I mean, if it hits a plane, the plane would fucking take the drone out anyway, wouldn't it? As long as it doesn't swerve and flip upside down and kill all the passengers. And then whoever's flying the drone, the little 10-year-old, he lost his drone. All of a sudden, he's manslaughter. The creators of Superman, Batman and Wonder Woman are to introduce their first non-binary comic book hero. Not that we need him. Not that we need him. Kid Quick, his name is. Kid Quick, I like his name. Kid Quick. That's a cool name. But he's non-binary. Which means he's neither here nor there, or he doesn't know what he is. If you're non-binary, does that mean you're going to do anything, or you're nothing? Are you nothing? Or I'm not going to say what I am. I'm not going to say if I'm a woman. I'm not going to say if I'm a man. But so it's a confusing one. It's confusing. So who are you sleeping with? Are you sleeping with both? Therefore, it's still non-binary because you're taking part in both actions, or are you non-binary, but you only sleep with men. So you're gay if you want on one side, you're not gay on the other. or you're non-binary and you only sleep with women. You're gay on one side, you're not gay on the other. It's a conundrum. It's like a Rubik's cube, that one. But anyway, Kid Quick's coming, and I like him already. Or him. I can't call him him. Who is he? DC Comics Kid Quick. She, him. Kid sounds like a man's name though. I've got to give you that. There isn't no non-binary name yet, is there? There's not really one that fits in the middle. I'd say Kid was a man's name. Sounds like it. But it could be either, I suppose, if we're going to not upset any non-binary people who might be listening to this, which I fucking very much doubt, because the audience to this are as small as my what's it called, COVID bubble. Anyway, what's the last? We're getting there. A cracked urn sold for £462,000. A Chinese urn. Anyone checked all their Chinese vases they've got around their house? Because this one sold for £462,500. It was made for an 18th century Chinese emperor. 20-inch porcelain urn. And it carried an auction estimate as low as £10,000. So the auctioneers don't know what the fuck they're doing, and they just put in, I think it's about 10 grand. But it went for 462,000. I'll tell you what, that's a Del Boy off Only Fools and Horses moment. I bet he fell over in the auction house, whoever was selling it. Brilliant. Was it found? It was found when the home of a 100-year-old woman in London was cleared after her death. So an auction house clearance found that. Brilliant. What a find. Good. Whoever's found that money, good. I love things selling for loads and loads and loads of money at the auction. It's great. All you need is somebody who's gagging for it, another bloke who's gagging for it, and it goes way, way more than it's worth. Anyway, so I'm looking for things to put in there. I've never hit anything I've never hit the thousands that much. But I think I've hit 1,000. I've hit 1,000 or a couple of thousand on one or two things. Prisoners are missing out on fruit because other lags use it to make moonshine. That's shit, isn't it? Because you're getting your fruit and you're trying to be healthy, but the other lags are going, I'm having that fruit, and if you don't give it me, I'm going to beat you up. And if I don't beat you up, I'm going to shag you because I'm feeling really horny. So just give me your apple and your banana and your other fruit, and we'll leave it there, and I'll leave you alone. Yeah, so they're making hooch out of it, and you got to wonder: do you want the fruit or do you want the alcohol? Because when you're getting the alcohol, you're still getting the fruit back in a way because you're getting pissed, and you're still drinking the fruit, but the fruit's probably no good for you now. You got to get pissed if you can in the prison, ain't you? Because you really can't. You shouldn't be able to. So if there's a potential and you know somebody who can make hooch, get in with him. Forget your bananas. Depends on how long your stretch is, how long you're in prison for, because otherwise you'll have scurvy. You know, scurvy, but they didn't eat no fruit and shit on the ships, and they had to have lime. Was it lime? They had to drink lime or something to get rid of the scurvy. That's why they call us limeys. That's why they call the Brits limeys. For a good fact for you, because of drinking the lime on the ships to keep away from scurvy. So you don't want to get yourself scurvy. If you're in for a few months for a parking ticket or some unpaid parking tickets or something shit like that, shoplifting, then give your fruit away and have some, and just get pissed and have a party. Although, don't get you in there with anybody who's frisky, who's had a few drinks and gets a bit frisky, and then when he said he was going to leave you alone and not shag you earlier on, now he's pissed and you're looking mighty fine and he's horny. Unfortunately, you might have kept your banana as well, and at least you could have had your banana and kept healthy whilst he was having sex with you. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there on that saucy note. That's what happens in prisons, I'm told. That's the kind of thing I worry about. That's what's keeping me out of prison, I'll tell you that. Keep myself to myself. Anyway, I'll leave on one more thing. I can't leave on that dark situation. A couple seen naked whilst parked up on the moors told cops that they were changing to go on a hike, but they happened to be at a known dogging site. So the police pulled up. Good excuse. I hope you had your running kit there. I was going to say, what were you changing into then? Or what are these? These are football boots? No, they're not. These are £540 designer shoes. I'm sorry that you haven't got any sportswear with you. See, that's how it could work the other way. So if you are going to try that, make sure you've got your sporting gear with you. Take your dog inside, go with your sports clothes and your headband and all that kind of stuff, wristbands, shin pads, whatever you do to go sporting. Condoms, got everything, condoms in your back, in your little pouch pocket at the back of your shorts, just in case the police turn up. You never know, the police might be there to get down and dirty with it as well. And they're just saying, don't worry, I've got the uniform on, but I'm only here pretending to break up a dog inside. But really what we want to do is get involved. You don't say nothing, we won't say nothing, and everybody's happy. Right, I'm going to leave you there. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. I'm doing another one tomorrow. See ya, bye.